and welcome to another edition of Expressed Opinion with Lynn Roberts. I am your girl, Lynn Roberts.
I'm that girl, DC.
And I'm your boy, T-Roy.
And Big C.
Big C's.
Y'all are.
So how's everybody doing? Did everybody have a good week this week?
Oh, Lord. My sinuses going crazy on me. But other than that, it's been wonderful.
Awesome.
I was kind of good. Mine was good.
Yeah. Well,
How about yourself?
mine was if I remember correctly, it was good.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yeah, my mind bad, you know.
Well, you know that.
Wow.
So, and once again, everyone, if you're wondering why we have these masks on, so we're just being extra cautious. And actually, our subject for today that we're going to be speaking of is getting vaccinated and immunizations. Okay,
Mhm.
so also remember, you can like, subscribe.
Hit that notification
I'm
bell.
gonna need you to be a little bit more on cue.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you
need
have
to be-
another one to
you
say.
know.
Like, subscribe. And
Leave your comments at the bottom. Okay, and also,
leave that notification bell. Bing.
okay, there you go. So, a lot has been going on lately. I guess as everyone knows, we got this big issue with COVID.
Yeah.
We thought we had it under control,
We
but
do.
you know, we got it under control.
We do.
It's under control.
We do.
So you
If everybody stay home.
okay. Well, I think it's more than just staying home.
I think actually everything just opened up so rapidly.
Yeah.
It was like immunization started, people was getting immunized, and they just say, okay, go back.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of gradually looking at the numbers of people that were getting immunization as opposed to, oh, it's available, y'all go get it and then go back to what you was doing.
Well, the issue is when everything opened up, everybody ran, like you said, ran out to it, but everybody didn't get vaccinated.
True.
Right.
Because we have more people than less that are out there distrustful of the government and decide, I'm not going to get vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
And the small minority of people who out there are vaccinated is a drop in the bucket.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask y'all this. Okay, so now it's a big issue, especially with our kids being back in school.
Mm.
And now this Delta variant is taking toll on a lot of our youth and the kids that are in school. Do you all feel that, you know, the kids went back to school too soon?
Okay.
Yes, I do. I do. I'm sorry, DC, but yes, I do. And they're too young to take this the vaccine. You know, they're too young to be, you know, to take the shot and everything. So I think they shouldn't have went back to school. But I think they went back to school on account of a lot of parents wanting them to go back to school.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And the parents need to understand that these kids are not immunized. They're not. And they need to be at home. I understand it's a struggle. It's stressful for them being at home and learning on a computer and not having that extra help or having that teacher present, you know, for them to learn. But at the same time, they need to be at home.
Well, it's not just that the parents want them out, it's also the government.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have to pay those teachers, you have to pay for those buildings, you have to pay for those lights. All those things come with a big bill. And so they have to be able, in order to get block grants from the federal government to keep the lights on, they need to keep those kids in the classroom. If not, you know, they'll be home and then we're paying for a school and paying for your child's education. It's a double bill. You're getting double booked. So in the bigger perspective of it, they're more worried about the dollar instead of the
The
people.
bottom line is always about the dollar bill.
The government.
Mhm.
Now, as far as what T-Roy said, absolutely. But there are teachers that want the kids in the classroom because when you're virtual, you can only do so much. Because I'm going to tell you what has happened. Parents do the homework because they get tired of sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
So the children really are not learning. they're not structured at home because the kids are flipping on the chairs, they're jumping on the bed, they get up, they go to the bathroom, and they might be gone for the rest of the class. So the learning has been was lost.
Mhm.
I think the kids now, unless you had a parent that was like really sitting there, and you got to realize too, it's only 40 minutes. And actually, the virtual sessions was lasting anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes.
Mhm.
So 20 minutes, imagine trying to teach a child, third grader, second grader, first grader for 20 minutes, getting information into them,
Mhm.
or 40 minutes, and after that you give them a break, and then they come back and you on another subject. What information is really being grasped?
Yeah. What are
In
they
that time.
retaining?
Now the other side to that is they're too young to get vaccinated, and I know firsthand that every school in Chatham County has COVID. What parents need to understand is that when you send your child to school, you have to send them to school with understanding they can get COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think, and it's nothing that, it's not the school fault, because you can only do so much. If you have 23 kids or 20 kids in one classroom,
There's only so much.
exactly.
Social distancing is very
and
much.
you're
It's
still
not
in
there.
one room. You don't want to mix. You can't mix classes like they would, break up and do. You can't mix classes, so those kids are together. And here's the thing: what I want people to really understand with this COVID, when your child, and we're talking about school, I guess.
Yeah,
So when your
yeah.
child comes to school, we don't know that child has been exposed to COVID or has COVID until the parent calls and say, "Hey, I tested positive for COVID." Then there's a procedure that's in place. And a lot of parents are getting mad because when you call and say, "Hey, your child has been in close proximity to someone tested positive," they really get mad.
Mhm.
We can't control that.
Mhm. I just went through that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say that your child has it. It just says that they came in close proximity with someone who's tested positive.
And then to take precautions and to be on the safe side, they send the kids home.
Yes.
So to keep them from exposing, anyone else.
Yeah.
So that's just a precautionary measure that you got to deal with.
So I have a question. What are they doing when they come into the building? Are they using thermometers? Are they testing them some type of way?
Well, here's the thing. I want people to get misconstrued. Everybody don't have a temperature for COVID.
True.
People has this thing that, oh, well, if they have a fever, it's COVID.
No.
People with COVID. COVID is a virus, so it's an infection. Usually when your body has an infection, fever is a symptom. Mm-hmm. That's why they do the temperature checks. But you have to understand that not every person is going to have a fever.
They can be asymptomatic.
So exactly, the kids can come in and we can check temperatures all day long. It does not mean that child doesn't have COVID. So
there's an incubation period.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get it today, won't know till 5 days from now.
Mm-hmm. 3 to 5 days.
So
that symptoms show.
Bacteria incubates, and at the same time infect everyone around me.
And as speaking from someone that has had COVID, that's the way it affected me. I had no idea. And the first symptom that I had it wasn't even the fever. It wasn't the fever. It was the diarrhea. That was my very first symptom of me, having kind of an inkling of maybe, it might be something. Yeah, it might be something. And then, shut up.
That was the
and
cooties.
then, even though I had the diarrhea, I went and got tested, I think it still didn't come up positive. It still didn't come up positive until another 2 or 3 days later.
Because I think he got tested, about 2 days or 2 or 3 days after being exposed.
Yeah. And it wasn't, what the hell is so funny?
I got to throw my jokes in there. If you had the cootie virus diarrhea, if you had COVID, it was COVID. The cootie virus. I'm sorry. I had to get you on that one.
You didn't, because none of that shit was funny. Nothing you just said was funny.
Hey, she had the cootie. She had no COVID.
Anywho, I was out for a whole month. And even though I didn't have a severe case like some of them did, I think I was blessed because, I stay up on my vitamins and try to stay healthy as much as possible. But what the symptoms that I did have, I did lose my sense of smell. for a couple of days. But as far as the sense of taste, I never lost that. I did have a fever for maybe a day or so. And then after that, the only other real issue I had was the headaches. The headaches is what got me.
Mhm.
Those were the main thing that I really thought, okay, this is about to take me out of here. Those headaches. Other than that, when I started on the mend and everything, because it stays in your system for a while. It stays in your system for a great while.
But what's a while? Is it a week?
I was out for a whole month. A whole month.
Being a while is longer. If they, from what I've gotten, after you've gotten over the whole COVID bit, they can test you and see that you still have those antibodies in your system.
And that was me.
Right.
And then there's an issue, a lot of people don't realize that the effects of COVID can stay with you for a long amount of time because it's a thing called long hauler syndrome.
Oh.
And I recently found out that I am a victim of that long hauler syndrome. I've never had an issue with shortness of breath or anything like that or brain fog. I've never had that issue. Now, those are issues that I face on a regular basis. So, it's like 1 minute I can have a clear thought.
Right.
And have that thought, think that thought through. But then all of a sudden my mind is like blank. It's like a whiteboard. There's just nothing there.
So what can you tell the viewers that are looking and listening about your experience? Like, what kind of medication did you take? Did you drink orange juice, cranberry juice? Did you take any kind of over-the-counter medicine? Did they prescribe you medication?
That's the problem right there in the Black community. None of that works. If you don't get vaccinated, all that other stuff doesn't do nothing for you. So there's no help out there except for vaccination.
So you have to go to
you either vaccinate or lock yourself in the house. Because if you don't, you are the problem because you're walking around now infecting everybody else.
Okay. So in other words, what you're saying is you have to go to the doctor and get vaccinated.
Well, if you want some sort of protection and you're going to be in public and you're going to be in contact with a whole lot of other people, the best way not only for you to stay safe, but for you to keep other people safe, vaccinate yourself. But if not, you can lock yourself in the house if you don't have a job or anything else and don't be around people.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, before the vaccinations became available, people was boosting their immune system. I think that does help. It is not a solution, but I think it helps because viruses attack your body and boost your immune system. It's not going to work for everybody, please understand. But it'll give you it was something until we found, till a vaccine became available.
Well,
so, and I know one of the big main things that they were saying one time was the vitamin D deficiency. And that was a big thing. They found that everybody that was catching COVID had a deficiency.
Well, here's the thing about boosted immune system and COVID. What is come to find out is you have a healthy immune system to attack your body because the boosting of the immune system didn't kill the virus. It killed you. Your own body's defense system, because it didn't know how to attack COVID, attacks you. So that's what was killing people, your own immune system. That's why it's an immunity disease kind of like AIDS, but not exactly AIDS. But it's a way of your immune system either being deficient or attacking the wrong thing. So again, bottom line, the only way through this, keep away from people or get vaccinated.
Okay, so let me play devil's advocate with you. What about those people out there? You got a lot of people out here saying, you got the conspiracy theorists saying that the vaccine will alter your DNA. Not only is it altering your DNA, they're saying that they're putting chips in your body with I know you've heard this.
Yes.
You know, so I just wanna clear up some of the myths that are going around as far as, and then you have some people that saying, you know, even if you get the immunization or if you get the vaccine, you're still getting sick, and some people have even died from getting the vaccine. So, what are your thoughts as far as those issues and those myths and those concerns that people have? And mainly people not trusting the government, because the main thing, especially in the Black community, is it always goes back to the Tuskegee experiment, you know, and how the government did Black folks during then, which is a great reason why you have a lot of distrust with Black people in the government as far as vaccines and basically any type of immunization, period.
Well, with that, I'll say we do have a good reason to distrust our government.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but this is not something of that era. This is a whole different era, and this thing that's coming out doesn't discriminate. So the government can't really discriminate because it's hitting everybody equally.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, it was a discrimination issue where they could isolate a community and affect that community. Because what they were actually doing in that community was giving them a disease and letting them see what happens when that disease carried on to its ultimate end. So, no, and then going to the idea of whatever, they're changing your DNA. You drink, you eat, anything you do changes your DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
DNA, like, your DNA is what your mom and dad give
Thank you.
Like, you don't gonna take nothing and gonna say you're no longer Lynn Roberts. You are this new immune person. Like, DNA.
No.
If you draw blood, it's always gonna say that this is DC's blood. You understand what I'm saying? That's DNA.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you might say it may like have some effect on, I don't know, what?
Proteins. It switches on and off proteins. What it does, it mimics a certain virus in your body and allows your body to attack. So people say, yeah, they get sick. Well, this is why you're getting sick. Your body sees this false attack but doesn't know it's one. It comes in and attacks that thing that's coming after it. So it does the things that your body needs to do to defend itself, like heat up. So now you have a fever. Make you lethargic so it can work better. So it shuts you down so you sleep. Like any other cold or flu out there, your body's going to go through that checklist of things to put you down so it can work.
So, all right. Once you get this vaccine, how long does it stay in the body before you have to get another one?
Well, the vaccine doesn't stay in your body. What it does, it allows your body to create a defense system by learning what to look for. Because here's how COVID gets you. When it gets in your body and starts multiplying, your body never seen it before. So it didn't know what to attack. So it attacked the person. So now they're basically training your white blood cells like, this is the bad guy. See what he looks like? Anytime you see him, kill it. So it keeps a memory and a picture of that. This guy, you ever see him, kill it.
Like a cold. Whenever you catch a cold, the flu, people get the flu shot. Now I've had the flu twice in my life. And each time I've gotten the flu, I had the flu shot. So I said I will not take the flu shot anymore because it works opposite me. Now, I know people like my mom, she get the flu shot and she don't catch the flu. You know, she hasn't caught the flu. I can't tell you when the last time I remember her saying she ever had the flu, but she gets the flu shot yearly. But for me, it does the opposite. I'll catch the flu. Now, what I did not know was that there were two types of flu shot. There was an active virus and there was a dead virus. Either one, I don't know what I got. I think the second one, I was told to ask for the inactive virus, and that's what they gave me, but I still caught the flu. But I think I caught the flu because it just attacked. It had to attack my body so my body would know to reproduce. And I'm guessing that's because I never had the flu shot before. So each time I got it, it weakened my immune system. And what people don't know is that antibiotics, anytime you're on antibiotics, I really think you should stay home because antibiotics tear your whole system down. You are exposed to everything when you take antibiotics. You know, and you take the antibiotics so that it attacks whatever you have, whatever infection or whatever or virus you have going on. It attacks your body, but it's attacking everything. So you really are more vulnerable when you're on antibiotics. Now, as far as how long it stays in your system, that's still a research issue because now they're saying people who are really who really have underlying health conditions, they're advocating that they get a booster shot.
Yeah.
And that's because, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot for a person with compromised immune system to have to fight. So if we got to give you the immunization, you know, a booster shot, that's fine. But no, I don't think we're learning so much about COVID every day. And people who take the vaccine doesn't mean you don't catch COVID. It just means that you're less likely to go in the hospital. And they don't give you the actual virus. They give you an RNA.
Exactly. Yep.
And RNA dissipates. Once it gets in your system, your body says, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Attack it, it dissipates. So that's like dropping food coloring into a glass. If this was a glass of white of water and I drop blue food coloring in it, it dissipates. It does not stay in your system. It says, hey, I'm showing you what you're supposed to fight. Right. Make the antibodies so you can fight it when it attacks your body. So when you do catch COVID, any event you should catch COVID, you was immunized, your body is already geared to fight. The ones who haven't taken it, hasn't taken the immunization, it's attacking their body is just like it is. It has no protection, none. So I was like, okay. And as far as this government tracking thing, if the government want to find you,
they'll find you.
Please understand.
They don't need to inject you.
If you worry about that, throw your phone in the trash.
Turn your TV off.
Turn your TV off.
Don't drive a car.
Exactly.
Throw it away.
Exactly. If you don't want to be found,
turn off everything electronic. Throw it away.
If you don't want to be found, go get you a 1967 Buick.
Right.
And live in a bunker.
Yes, go back to the Stone Age.
Yeah, live in a bunker. Because
anything and everything right now, with the technology they have today, if they want to find you, they will find you.
Oh, it's a chip.
What? Chip? What do you need a chip for?
Because I'm telling you, what else?
I'm like, chip.
Huh?
They got you by your phone.
Say what?
Huh?
That's what I like. Say what now?
Right. You don't need no chip with a chip. You walk around with your phone all day long, giving up every bit of information about yourself.
Yep.
What your likes, your dislikes,
every time you're on
the things you
Facebook,
do.
every time you're on Twitter, Instagram, all of that.
They know you better than you know yourself.
Exactly. Why you think you have targeted marketing?
Right.
Well, anytime you go on your phone, you get targeted marketing because they know what you look at when you're on these social networks. They see like some of the videos that you watch. They'll sit up there and see that, and then they'll target sponsored ads towards some of the things that you watch.
So, obviously, if you get coffee filter paper, they know you like coffee, so they're going to start selling you coffee mugs, coffee, everything
you're gonna
around
see all of that.
You know, yeah,
Listen,
it's personalized now.
I'm gonna keep it real simple. Google your name.
Right.
Google your name.
See how you come up.
Like it said, before was Big Brother's always, Big Brother is really watching, you know, regardless of what you do. You can't even walk out on the street. You can't go downtown. If you go downtown, you look on every corner, you see cameras up there. You know, so they see you. They can see, they can pinpoint. If you pull something out of your pocket, they can sit up there and look and see what you pulled out of your pocket.
We have to look at things like this. Look how hackers are hacking into these different places, hospitals, and
I'll give you something better. Go back and watch that movie by Will Smith called Enemy of the State.
Okay.
Prime example. Or
don't
you
think
can look at that movie with Jamie Foxx. What is it? Law-abiding citizen.
Exactly. I got one better for you.
Oh,
Look
my
at Fast
goodness.
and Furious Guy's Eye.
Oh man.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm planning on watching it.
What is it, like Fast and Furious 7?
Yeah.
7?
No, it's more than 7. 'cause they
No,
up to like
that's the
9.
one with God. I think that's the one that came up with God. It's either 6 or 7.
Uh-huh.
Fast and Furious. One of those is the one where they brought in God's eye.
Oh,
The
okay.
Independence State was, I think that was the oldest
Yeah.
movie
Mm-hmm.
that started, you know, that kind of technology.
Yeah.
Because they were looking for somebody, they were looking up, you
No,
know,
he's like, no, it was a
No. I'm going, yeah. It's just.
and they looking down, you know what I'm saying, seeing you running
Mm-hmm.
through wherever you running at. And I mean, you know,
You'll be surprised. You'll be
is so
surprised
good.
the technology that the government had. In all my time in the military, I was using GPS back when GPS was still top secret.
Now, you know
Nobody
what?
knew what it was.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there, because you said military. When y'all get vaccinated, like, how many vaccines do y'all get in the military?
Well, here's the thing, and this is a great place to look. If y'all wanna use something as a bellwether of what to get vaccinated for, what not to, if they vaccinate your military, get the vaccination.
And
Because
now they're getting ready to make it mandatory.
No, it is mandatory.
For the
It's been
military.
mandatory. It's been mandatory.
What? Before, because I know
Before it wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before it wasn't.
So what it tells
But
you,
now-
the
yeah,
efficacy
so-
of the first one that came out
Yeah.
wasn't that great.
Yeah.
So it got
So, but
better.
now as it's getting better,
You
and
know,
the more
that makes a lot of sense.
The
They
more-
will not let the country's defense.
exactly.
So even back when the what was that stuff called that came out?
H1N1,
No, smallpox.
Yeah, all the diseases that came out,
Ebola.
the military is always the first to get it
Mm-hmm.
before we deal with anybody else. You know why? Because if we have to roll out a system to get a lot of people vaccinated, the military is the only one that can do it. So you want all your military personnel taken care of first, and then the rest of the society.
Yeah.
That's right, you're right. That was a good point. If
Yeah.
the military gets vaccinated,
If you ever hear of them saying, okay, this is mandatory for the military, then you go, okay, yeah, let me go ahead.
Let me get that
let me get that. Let me go ahead. Yeah. So
I want what they got.
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
generic. I want generic. I want what they got.
Yeah, give me what they got.
What they got?
Cause shoot, I'm like, I feel you on that. And I'm gonna be full disclosure right now. To be honest, I haven't gotten a vaccine yet.
Right. Okay.
To be honest, I have not gotten a vaccine. I was hesitant, but you know, listening to everything that has been said, listening to the new discoveries, because you know, like you said, you get new information on a daily basis. So now listening to that, I'm more prone to going ahead and getting my getting it done.
okay, I have a question for you, Lynn.
Okay.
Being that you had COVID, had this, like 3 weeks after you had COVID, they said the vaccination is readily available. Would you have taken it? Would you prefer to have gone through COVID, or would you say, you know what, I'll get the vaccination?
You know, to be honest, I can't say yay or nay given the severity of what I had with the COVID, because like what I had to me was like more of a severe cold versus what someone else had, what they experienced with the COVID. So that, that was my gauge, and I was hesitant because I was like, there's still not enough research. I wanna know more, because this thing is changing on a daily basis. And if I get the vaccination now, who's to say that it's gonna be good, 3 to 6 months from now? You know what I'm saying? Right. So I was kind of hesitant about that. And my thing in my mind was, I want to wait until, because every time they get a vaccine, they're going to come out with something better.
Right.
So I'm waiting to see.
And of course, that's where the boosters come from.
Yeah.
But one thing you got to watch, the biggest impact to America that this COVID thing had was financial. this is a capitalist country. It's very worried about its money. When COVID shut this country down, and every other country throughout the world, we went into almost a small recession built around COVID. Because look how prices went up on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Gas, anything you can think of, prices went up because of COVID, because there's nobody there to work. If
True.
there's nobody there to work, product can't come out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember buying a deep freezer to lock myself in my house. A deep freezer I bought at a while back was $200. The same deep freezer cost me $700
Shrink.
because they couldn't get parts.
What's called shrinkflation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Look, wait a minute. The cereal boxes. Let me tell y'all, I went to go buy cereal the other day. Cause I like my little Captain Crunch with my Frosted Flakes combo, right? I ain't gonna lie.
Combo.
Don't judge me. I eat them together. I put my Captain Crunch and my Frosted Flakes together. That's how I gotta eat it. I went and looked at the boxes and I thought something was wrong. I was like, that box awfully skinny.
It's smaller.
I'm like, wait a minute. And then you charging $2.99 for this little ass box. I'm like, where the rest of it?
They doing everything.
Yes.
Like beach bottles are small.
Speaking of that, are you the one that brought those Frosted Flakes?
Listen,
Look, I didn't look at them, okay? I didn't know they had marshmallows in them.
With marshmallows.
I do not eat the marshmallows. I realized that when I poured my bowl and I saw these little pink marshmallows fall out, and I'm like, what the hell?
Marshmallows come from.
Yeah, I had to pick them out. I was like, this ain't right. You know how you in the grocery store and you just grab something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I digress. I'm coming back in the stadium. She made me leave the stadium.
Yeah,
But,
she ought to make it right.
so have you ever been immunized with anything? Well, you know what? Let's take it back. Our kids have to be immunized to go to school.
True.
Certain immunizations, like you got to have the
course.
smallpox.
You gotta have the mumps, the measles, the chicken pox.
Monkeypox.
We ain't got no monkeypox. It's mumps, measles, rubella, polio, smallpox,
I mean,
diphtheria.
you see the things you're naming off.
Pneumonia.
You think 20 years from now, 30 years from now, when they're reading history books, like we are reading those past history books, we now know that smallpox and things like that, we never wanted to come back.
Yeah. And
So
they
if we were
eradicated.
still today saying we don't trust the government and we're not taking immunization for smallpox, population would be a little thin right now.
Mm.
You know, so this is where we are again. This is the new smallpox, the new diphtheria, the new, black plague, if you will. Now it's rampant, but it's still something out there that can become that way.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And,
How many immunizations vaccine is it?
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot. And then it's like you have to get
For
it
COVID?
done every, no, not,
No,
it's
you
not
talking
all
every-
together.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a lot of
all
them.
together, like.
because every few years you have to go back and get like you say a booster shot or immunize
Yeah,
get
get
another
something.
shot. Yeah, you have to
Every
get
10 years,
Well,
you gotta
if
get
you-
a
some
tetanus
places-
shot.
tetanus shot.
A
Yeah.
tetanus shot, you
Some-
gotta do all that.
Some places, when you go to other countries, they tell you need to get vaccinated because they have diseases over there they didn't
That
want
you
you to
can't,
get.
right? That you
So
want
they
to
said in
get.
order to go to this country, you got to get
Get these
vaccinated.
shots. Yep.
Join the military one good time and see how many immunizations they are.
But they,
Oh, they stick you with everything.
and they are the main one who's blaming us for the COVID.
Actually, no.
No,
the
they're
Chinese, the Chinese are the one taking that blame.
They're taking the blame, but they're blaming us for us not slowing it down because we're not wearing our masks and all this other stuff.
Oh,
I mean, it's other countries. It's not a specific country that they're just
you saying that the U.S. is
Yeah.
Oh, the US is
open.
like-
Because the U.S. is on, I know my rights and I don't have to wear a mask if I don't want to. Whereas in other countries, especially like in China and Japan, if they put a mask mandate, if they put a mask mandate out there, if they put a mask mandate out there, then that's what
That's
they
what
do.
it is.
And that's why their numbers have, dropped
Dropped.
drastically. And ours keep climbing because you got these people that feel that they don't have to do this because it's their right. They don't have to wear this mask, even though you're putting other people in harm's way.
Right.
And if I go out, I got about 10 different masks in my car right now. I got one like pretty much to go with whatever color I got on. I coordinate. So I don't care. I'm gonna put my mask on.
And we're being hard on our people, but when I'm out, I literally see our other half, our Caucasian brothers and sisters out there, chuckling at me because I'm wearing a mask, and they're walking around like, well, I'm doing my freedom thing. I'm like, okay, you're free to die.
Exactly.
And I'm free to protect
Did
myself.
you see where the radio news caught? He was anti-masker, and then 3 days later he died from COVID. Straight up died. He was just on the air talking about he's not masking up and he's not doing this and he's not doing that.
So it's not just us.
Three days later, he was dead.
Yep.
Well, y'all know, I know, I don't know which college it is, but they're charging students to come in $750.
A COVID fee.
A COVID fee. So if you don't get vaccinated, you got to pay $750.
Yes,
and they said that is because all of the stuff that they have to go through. I guess like
to accommodate you.
They have to do the cleaning, and they have to do like the advertising,
deep cleanings and all that. That costs money.
So they're saying that in order to come back to school, you have to be vaccinated. Now, and I don't know, maybe it's a double-edged sword, because if you choose not to wear a mask, I can't say you better wear a mask. You know, I hope people, you want people to be like conscious and have some type of compassion and say, okay, this is a real disease. People are catching it.
You want them to be selfless instead of selfish.
Yes. So you can't really force no one to wear a mask. However, it would be most pleasing that if you did, at least slow it down.
Back in the day, remember the Spanish flu?
Yes.
Back in the day, we had the Spanish flu right here in the good old US of A. And it was mandated for people to wear masks at that time. And people, guess what?
They wore masks.
They wore those masks. So
you can make them wear masks.
My thing is, if they did it back then to
and
keep, and it resolved, what is the problem with doing it now?
Because people are feeling like, at this time, the government is controlling them. The government is not controlling you. They're trying to give you some information to save your life and basically their own.
Exactly. And because you got members of the government who have gotten COVID and have died from it.
Right. Yes. And I really think that they can make it a law of you wearing a mask. Just like they made it a law for you to wear your seatbelt.
Boom.
And they find you without your mask, they need to cite you.
But they'll call it an overreach of government.
I mean, it's the same thing. You click a ticket.
Well, mask it, but the mask will go in the casket.
There you go. I like that. Good one. Good. That was good.
Because you got about 4 times to cough around me before I start reaching for something.
I mean, they can't put that in play.
But listen, COVID has changed, period. Because I'm telling you right now, even we could be our generation, especially 3 years from now, COVID is like, we're like, okay, you know what? We're treating COVID now like the flu. Because eventually, I think that's what it's going to come to. I pray to God that's what it's going to come to. Cough around somebody in our generation.
Hey,
3 times.
You
ain't got no 3 times.
The second time I shoot you.
Because if you start clearing your throat, I got something wrong?
You alright?
Yeah. Shoot. No. And see, and where I work, it's open.
Right.
So it's like, and especially you cough, that stuff go in the
everywhere.
air. And the first thing I'm like, you got a problem? You need to step outside?
I wish people could see in a slow motion camera what comes out.
Yes.
Actually,
just talking.
No. Actually, when COVID took off, they were saying, they was showing how fast, and it has to do with the air circulation. They had a person, they did a restaurant simulation.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the person was sitting at the table, and they coughed. It didn't, what happened was, it went, to the table of the people, then people touched the table where those, what you call
the blue dot?
No, where the
particles.
The particles from the table, people touched the table, then they went and touched the doorknob. The
Mhm.
person who came behind them touched the same doorknob.
Mhm.
And you,
But
And then it just showed the
When
red
it turned- when it
dot.
turned
Yeah.
yellow,
How-
whole
how-
place-
the
how-
whole
place lit up.
And I was
lit
like,
up.
And again, there was another movie that you can watch. It's called
Outbreak.
Yes.
I remember. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Outbreak.
Outbreak.
And it all started with a
The
monkey.
monkey.
Yep,
Mhm.
it all started with a monkey.
And they had
There
to
was
find
another
the
one.
monkey.
It's
Mhm.
called World Z.
Yep. Seen that one.
See, I'm heavy in the movies. You know, I'm heavy into movies, so I see a lot, and I don't take a whole lot from the movie, but
Sometimes
I'm looking
you
at
have to wonder.
I'm looking at some things, and I'm like, whoa,
Because a lot
Now
of
you
these
see that
movies
fast
is
whoa.
but see, a lot of these movies is life imitating art, or art imitating
I
life.
believe that.
Way.
I
Yes.
do believe that,
Yes.
but you can't always look at the movie and say, oh, it happened just like that. No, it's gonna happen something like that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not gonna happen just like that.
But you gotta see
So
what-
basically, what I'm saying is, some of you guys that you know, all of us that got vaccinated, we're gonna be zombalized. We're gonna turn into zombies.
Sis-
And we're
Oh,
gonna be
no.
walking around. So that's why all the guns and ammunition and everything is gone off the shelf. We can't get the bullets.
So this is gonna be.
So we're gonna turn into zombies. So we're gonna be like,
this is
we're
gonna be the night of the living dead. Basically, that's what you
Oh
saying.
my God.
We're about to turn into the
No,
night
No,
of
the
the
Walking Dead. The Walking
The
Dead.
Walking Dead.
But
Listen,
yeah,
if you
Walking
wake
Dead,
up-
Night of the Living Dead, all of that.
Listen, if you wake up
This nigga be
and
zombalized.
D at your door, zombalized, talking about,
Zombalize, y'all.
That's the word.
Zombalize.
hey,
It's a zombalizer.
she coming to bite you.
Who coming to bite you?
Listen,
Okay, I gotta take a.
It's
Zombalized.
zombalized.
yeah, you gonna be zombalized. You will be zombalized.
Hey, zombalized.
I gotta write that one down. That's a new word.
We have our own Jesse Jackson.
Right. Rainbow Coalition.
Zombalized.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the ED? Damn.
Okay. Zombalized. All right. I got
Rainbow Coalition over
it. Okay. Man.
Man,
So-
listen.
So next year we have you're vaccinated?
Mm.
Okay. And I know you're I'm
Oh, yeah.
vaccinated. So Lynn,
Mm-hmm.
is your household vaccinated?
No.
Okay.
So
Would
we
you
know we
encourage
can
them?
come here and eat.
Huh?
We can come to this house and eat.
Why?
When we start turning
But
to
they
the
be
Walking Dead,
zombalized.
we come in here to eat.
Oh yeah, they fresh meat, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
fresh
wow.
meat, man.
I've asked my kids. Well, you know, my kids are grown. They make their own decisions. I can't make
Right,
them, do anything
Right.
because they grown. I can't make them. So we've had the conversations as to why, but they keep saying,
But they don't have to. I mean, just if you have normal practices of being cognizant of what you're doing, wearing a mask, even the people who are vaccinated, the same thing, wearing your mask, washing your hands,
yeah.
doing those
And see,
basic
that's
things.
that's
can
pretty much
help
what
more than
they
all.
do. Because my kids, you know how my kids are.
Mhm.
They don't go anywhere. It's like, okay, we going to work, we coming home. That's it. They don't.
Well, I fall for that now.
Uh-huh.
Good.
That's the thing. I
That's
always
good.
call people the X factor. X factor meaning you don't know the 7 degrees of separation that
Mm-hmm.
happened that day,
Mm-hmm.
or how many basically people you've touched,
Uh-huh.
and you didn't even think about it
Mm-hmm.
and could have passed anything on.
I mean,
Some-
that's good.
Sometimes if you're going just to the store,
I mean, go
I
to
didn't-
work.
Well,
You
don't know if
I
it's good.
can't with my daughter because she pretty much works by herself.
right?
So,
So I
She
can
got to touch your door.
I can walk in the supermarket,
Yeah.
cough, and that spittle is in the air. You
Mhm.
didn't see it, you walk right through that fog.
Yeah.
Droplets.
Exactly.
Droplets.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to think.
Droplets.
Keep
Yeah.
moving.
Droplets. Yeah.
Yep, droplets.
And that's the whole purpose of wearing your mask.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even those of us that have been vaccinated, just keep that same practice up.
I mean,
Wash
and
your hands.
to be honest, in all honesty, it's basically a crapshoot. It pretty much
It
is. It's pretty
It
much
is.
it's pretty much
But
a
the
crapshoot.
the vaccine gives you a
But it
fighting
gives you
chance.
I was about to
It
say,
ain't gonna
but-
save your life.
yeah,
It'll give you a fighting chance.
it gives you a better, yeah.
Not only does it give you a fighting chance, but please understand that variants
Yes.
are developed.
Right.
And that's the other
Because-
thing I wanted to address, because now you have a stronger, more contagious variant. And I think that was another thing that led me to say, I think I need to go ahead
But here's
and
the-
get that, get vaccinated. Yeah, because when he started talking about how much more contagious the Delta variant is, and how much more detrimental it can be for you. So I was looking at that as far as, as far as me and my health is concerned.
Mhm.
So with that, and then now there's this, you got the Delta variant, and then there is another variant that they've discovered besides the Delta variant.
Well, go ahead.
The more people that don't get vaccinated, please understand these
The more variants you're
are
gonna
going
get.
to continue to.
That's just like with the flu. You had the H1N1, the swine flu. You had all these different type of flus and stuff out there.
Well, understand there's a variant change every time you cough.
Mm-hmm.
Because when anything attacks your body, it morphs itself into what can hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you cough it out, it learned, it hits the air, somebody else breathed it in. That bacteria, that virus is learning. So now when the second person gets it, it changed what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a different thing, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Then it becomes it may become fully immune to whatever thing is out there to kill it. Like anything else, the flu viruses, cold, anything else, the reason it stays around, it doesn't stay the same. If it stayed the same, it would have been destroyed years ago. Thousands of years ago.
COVID has changed a lot of people's lives because of the people that they lost.
Yeah.
The people that they lost, man, a lot of them was probably the heart of the family.
We have lost a lot of people
And if that
to this virus.
it should tell you, give yourself and your family a fighting chance.
Mm-hmm.
I have not heard, and I'm just saying me, I have not heard anyone younger than 20 passed away from COVID.
Yes, I have.
I have.
But I haven't.
I heard
I've
a lot.
seen it, yeah, and it's
I
on the
know-
news,
I have
especially.
friends of mine
I
who
know.
buried their children
Yes.
with COVID.
And not only that, I mean, if you watch the news, you're gonna see it,
You'll
because
see it,
now
right.
you got a lot of people that are being affected by this right now are the kids,
Right.
are the children. I was just watching the news the other night. I think it's Texas. They don't have any more pediatric ICU beds because all of them are filled.
Don't think this is an old people thing. There are 80-year-old people who are beating COVID.
Exactly.
I got a grandmother in her 90s had COVID.
Yeah.
She good.
How old was he?
94. 94.
94, wow.
Mm.
So don't
94?
don't sit out there talking about I'm 20 something and my immune system is strong.
Yeah.
No.
I just watched the news. A woman was on there bawling her eyes out because she had just gave birth to her baby. Her baby died from the COVID.
That's the other thing that I can't say anything to people about their kids, but every time I see it, it makes me cringe. When I'll see parents out and their kids in the cart, just
willy-nilly.
you can't.
It's like,
oh
really?
my God, cover it. When I was coming up and learning to take care of kids and everything else, even before the COVID, my grandmother, you wrap that baby up. It's not a display piece for everybody to come around and breathe on. You wrap them up in a little bundle, cover their little face, but I'm suffocating them. These kids are sitting out here, nothing on their face.
Because you gotta realize when babies like that, their immune system is still not developed.
It's still not developed properly.
It's still developing at that point.
And they have not been vaccinated.
Exactly.
They can't be, right? So
yeah, they're too young.
wrap them up or leave them home with a trusted loved one and go to the store. I see people using kids like they're a fashion statement these days. Walk around like, oh, ain't my baby cute? No, you were not. Take your behind and take your baby home.
That's
That
a
baby
different
is not
That's
a
a
damn
different type
fashion
of baby to
statement.
have.
Yeah.
Y'all got these ugly babies out here. Y'all got,
Oh my
Oh
God.
wow.
We
Get
gonna,
rid of these
what we
ugly
gonna call
babies.
it? Ugly babies.
Hey, listen. Hey,
Here we go. We done left the building.
Leaving the building.
We
But that's another topic we
Wait a
got.
minute, hold on.
I see babies.
Y'all.
Talking about, hey, my baby cute. No, your baby is
Y'all.
Now,
not
if you
cute.
never, if a person ever say, "Oh, his outfit's so cute,"
Wow. Wow.
Y'all, well, we
really
We
were
They didn't even talk about the kid.
We were this close. We were this close.
Holy crap.
This close.
I like that bracelet. We got the bracelet from.
Right, the stadium.
You already know we had to come out.
That's an ugly baby.
Man, they done left the stadium. Went
You
to
already know we had to come out of the stadium. Hey, you can't sit there for long. You know that.
We over
say
at
you wanna hold my baby and they say no.
we over at the 7-Eleven in the hood because they just done left the stadium altogether. Our Lord have we were this close. We were almost
Almost did
there.
it. Almost did it.
One day we gonna get through an episode. We gonna get through an
And stay on
episode
task.
and stay where we supposed to be. One day, I know it.
But hey,
I'm like Martin right now. I have a dream. One day we gonna get through an episode and we gonna stay on topic on the episode the whole time.
Hey, I apologize.
No,
I
you
just
don't.
Started that. And you right, I don't apologize.
The ugly
But, hey,
baby
listen.
syndrome. You got ugly baby syndrome. UBS, ugly baby syndrome.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, everybody need to get vaccinated though. Everybody do need to go and do that. If the military ain't doing it, then yeah, I would suggest that. Encourage your family, encourage your friends, and the people that you love, your significant other.
Significant.
Significant. You know.
Significant other. Whatever.
Say that again.
Significant. Significant. What is it?
Significant.
Significant.
That. Y'all go ahead and take care of that. How about your boyfriend and girlfriend, your husband?
Oh
and wife?
my God.
Okay.
Oh.
Listen.
Yeah, you country. You
Listen, they always mess with me about my vocabulary.
I don't say nothing like that. We country.
And she always correcting me. I say female, she women.
That's right.
And I'm like, really, man? Like,
Yes.
okay, I'm not about to go through all of that. Yeah.
Mhm.
But everybody, go and get vaccinated. Go ahead and take care of what you need to take care of. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way.
Mhm.
Let's bring these numbers down in our area. And
Yes, because I'm ready for homecoming. SSU
Thank
homecoming.
you.
And we need to get this together because, see, I'm going to need these numbers to go down because we got plans for homecoming this year.
everybody have plans.
And look,
No,
we got plans.
Yeah.
And look, wait, better yet, I got plans for y'all. I got plans for y'all. Yeah, I got plans for y'all for homecoming. So, homecoming this year going to be off the chain for expressed opinion. So, I need everyone, including myself, go ahead and get vaccinated so we can get this under control and we can get back to the business at hand. And that is living life. Exactly. Living life. And with that being said, see, there goes one of the blank head mom. I see a whiteboard. I told y'all, see, that's one of the effects.
I feel you.
Yeah. That was one of the effects. Because I had a good comment that was coming up. Now I can't remember it.
Oh my God.
Okay, okay. I have a question. Did you have any side effects from the vaccine?
No, outside of just the regular soreness, no.
Did you have any side effects from the vaccine?
Other than my arm hurting, no.
But I heard
I
about
didn't
some
even
people.
feel the needle, and I hate needles.
I don't like them either. And see, I think that's
Didn't
another
feel
thing that makes me I do not like.
You're not gonna feel it.
I hate needles.
Listen, from a person who really, 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 really don't like needles, I took the vaccination. And you really don't feel it going in. Now, you feel the after effects, and anybody take the vaccine, listen, ibuprofen works better than Tylenol.
Ibuprofen.
To me.
I'm in the best
Because you're going to be sore. Somebody
But see, that's the issue I have because my doctor told me not to take ibuprofen.
They tell them to give you some tramadol or some
Advil.
well, I mean, whatever. But because it goes into the muscle, and I was fine that day because I was moving all day. I went to sleep and went to roll over that night about 2 a.m. And you have if you've never worked out before, and you just go and you just like go really crazy. That's what it feels like to hold your arm up. I was like, cause I was using my muscle.
Yeah.
And it felt like, I was like, you could just take the whole arm off. Because it was like that painful. I took Tylenol the first time. You can't take anything prior to the shot, but afterwards, like 5 minutes after, I took the Tylenol. Tylenol didn't work for me. So one of my, a co-worker of mine said the ibuprofen worked better. So the next time, my second dose, I took ibuprofen. I had no problem. I knew I got the injection because it was a little sore, but it was nothing like the first one. Then when my girlfriend, she was sore. I gave her some of my ibuprofen. Like 12 o'clock, she was like, I'm going to give me some more ibuprofen.
Or you might get lucky and not do anything at all. I know some people that didn't feel anything.
Yes.
But I do know some people that got sick from it. They actually really did get sick from it.
But that's a very, very small.
I mean, it was maybe like a day or so.
Yeah, I know plenty of people that got sick. You know, and it was actually allowing time for people who took it and maybe have gotten sick because it lasts like a day or two, and then you was back up moving around. So,
but needle wise, I was sitting there and I just told the nurse, I don't like needles. She's like, fine, because I already gave you a shot. I was like, what?
That's the same thing happened to me because
just
like
broke back my click and was done.
when I go into my doctor's office. Like I have to get my mind right there. They're gonna draw blood.
Yeah.
And don't come to the needle. I'm like, I'm in one of those moments. Right. Don't touch me. Let me get myself together. And they know when I sit down, give me a few minutes and then stick me.
Yeah, because I call them, in my doctor's office, they already know when I go in, I'm like, look at your vampires.
Right.
I don't like because every time, because my doctor's office, I sit up there because I call them terrorists. Because see, the doctor that I have, she is on you. She will be on you. Like the last time I went to the doctor and it was like she gave me homework assignments. Right? Did you do this, and this? And then it's like, okay, well I don't see it in the notes. And I'm like, I did. And she was like, I'm like, because like I had to go see another doctor, specialist. Well, I don't see it in the notes. So if I don't see it in the notes, you didn't do it. We finna reschedule you an appointment. And I'm like, for real though? For real though? Right. I'm like, man.
And those are the best doctors out there.
Okay. I got a gold star. The last time I went, I was so happy. You don't understand. The doctor I had, I was so happy when she told me, she was like, you get a gold star for today. I was like, yay! So I was like, I said, see, I did everything you told me to do. And she was like, very good. She was like, I don't have to fuss at you today. I said, yeah, that's the main reason why I did it, because I didn't want to hear you fussing at me today.
That's what my doctor would me. My doctor would yell at me. I'm like, did he just cuss me out? But yeah, he did.
Yeah, and she's like, and she will tell you like every 6 months or so you have to come in, and it's like, cause you getting blood work regardless.
Right.
She gonna do blood work regardless.
We gonna find out what you have and where you have.
Exactly. And I'm like, look here, man. I told you little vampires about y'all behind. Right. Y'all them vampires in Savannah. You're not look, you ain't Eddie Murphy vampire in Brooklyn. You vampires in Savannah. And every time, because I was like, I had asked him, I was like, why you need so many vials? Okay.
Listen, my doctor was like, okay, I need you to go and have your lab work done. I have anemia. Man, they had this. I said, well, hold up. He never said this. How many times you gotta stick me? Is this one stick gonna take all? And she just kept playing. Exactly.
You like expert?
I mean, she had it was like 8 vials. Because I'm like,
so damn blood, right?
I'm like, drop. Do I need to bring some garlic and a crucifix up in here the next time? Back up off me. Shoot, what little blood? And see, I have those disappearing veins. Rolling veins. Yes.
Roll.
So it's like when you go up in here, I'm gonna need you to be precise.
Yes.
In your stickiness.
I have one area for them to stick. One area they stick, and I tell them exactly where they're gonna get it from. I have a backup area, but I don't tell them because I like that hurt a little bit. But I have one area, and in my mind, I already know where they're going, so it's a little bit better. But they're not sticking me all over. You got one time.
Exactly.
And you don't get that first time, my eyes this big, and my head done turned.
I had, what do you call them? What do you call them people that draw the blood?
Oh, phlebotomists?
Yeah, them.
Phlebotomists.
Yeah. One lady, she kept, how they stick and then they doing all. I said, lady, if you don't get this needle up out of me because you can't find the doggone vein, I say get a microscope whatever it is you need to do, or find somebody else to come in here and do this. But yeah,
But
you gonna need to go, cause I can't.
They got the vein finder now, the one where you.
They don't use
What is it, like a stud finder?
Yeah, they got
They do. But they don't use it in the doctor's office I go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They're supposed to.
but the phlebotomist that's in the doctor's office, oh, she is on point. It's like bam, right there, she got it. So, all right.
We left the stadium. We
Yeah,
left the country. We're on tour right now.
Yeah, we on
world tour.
we on world tour. Y'all, but this has been interesting. I think hopefully this episode has been enlightening to some of you all who are still hesitant about getting the vaccination for the COVID. And you know, if you still have questions or you're still hesitant, do some research. Do your own research. Look at things for yourself and see what is really going on out there.
Talk to your doctors.
Yeah, talk to your doctors and you know, just have a serious conversation about it.
Talk to those ones who had COVID and struggled to make it.
Yes, exactly. Some people, it took them 6-7 months to recover. Some people still haven't recovered. Some people had to learn how to even
I
walk
got a friend that
again.
will never recover. He's on oxygen the rest of his life.
Wow.
Young man.
Wow.
Must
See,
be lungs out.
yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. Cause like I told you, you know, I have issues with shortness of breath. I used to be able to walk a flight of steps like nothing. Now it's like I get to the top of the steps, especially at work. I get to the top of the steps. I gotta breathe. You know, I gotta take a second to breathe. So, all right, y'all. So, yeah, the general over there giving us
Producer
the
giving
eye.
us the dirty looks.
Yeah.
Producer giving us the stink eye.
We're running out of time. We want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us this evening. And you know, you could have been somewhere else. You could have taken your time to watch something else, but you took the time to spend it with us and to hear us talk about events that we think that are important to you. So we greatly appreciate that. All right. Don't forget, you can hit the click, like, share, and don't forget to leave your comments at the bottom. Don't leave it on the Facebook page. Don't text me with your comment. Put your comment in the comments, okay? So that everybody can have a chance to look at them, and then everybody can have a chance to respond, okay? All right. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, and remember, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Never be afraid to express yours. I am your girl, Lynn Roberts.
I'm that girl, DC.
And I'm your boy, T. Roy.
And Big C.
Big C.
We'll see you next time on Expressed Opinion. Until then, smooches.
Peace out.